bit more background. I just found out that obviously the U.S. Coast Guard would be on the scene. I didn't think about that in this report, but from KSDK, they say that the U.S. Coast Guard is there. The upper Mississippi River is closed to any vessel traffic in the area while the investigation is ongoing. That area is, Mississippi River as a whole has a lot of barges that go up and down, obviously transporting so many different things through America's heartland. But apparently this helicopter attempted to land on this barge and then just burst into flames. Reportedly hit a power wire and then knocked that loose into the river. Obviously a very volatile situation there. And apparently state troopers saying the helicopter had workers on board who were trying to do work on nearby power lines. So again, a developing situation. State police saying that the Lewis and Clark Bridge coming into Illinois is also temporarily closed to traffic due to the incident. There's no estimated reopening time at this point, but I'm sure they are deep in this investigation and trying to figure out how this happened. I'm sure just or these people thought it'd be some routine work at this moment. So seeing some live shots from KVVU now on the banks of the Mississippi River. We just heard from that reporter right there in the shot, as you can see, speaking to somebody locally. Can't highlight enough how good it is to have folks that are willing to speak to us and give us eyewitness reports in these type of situations. Obviously helps us tell the story. We say that all the time when we are in weather coverage. Folks giving us videos and photos, sending it through that Near Me feature. It's so big. So seems like this guy is getting his interview ready. Maybe we can take this live as soon as he gets ready to mic this guy up here, James, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, we'll keep an ear on it.
Okay.
And like you mentioned, we did just see this reporter as part of KSDK's news coverage. And now we're kind of just beaming in on some of their raw feeds, Colin. And it does seem like maybe we're going to get an interview here. And I will just say that we can see it, but I don't know if we can hear it. Let me turn the audio on.
Okay.
They may not have flipped their audio on just yet.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for them for 1 second. And if they pop back up, guys, let me know. We'll continue to kind of talk over this here and give them a couple of minutes. Again, this crash, we'll run through this one more time, happened around 11:05 a.m., so a little bit earlier. I believe that's Central Time because they're in Alton, Illinois, so that would be right around noon our time. So first responders, they are still on scene. We do have audio. Let's go to it now.
W-A-L-L-A-C-E, last name Meyer, M-A-I-E-R.
And you said you're a fishing guide out here.
Yeah, I'm actually Captain Wally is what I go by out here. But I work for Show Me Catfish and Trophy Guide Service.
You were out on the river, this morning. Kind of take me through what you saw.
So today we've been up here by the dam fishing most of the morning, and we've seen the helicopter out here working on the power lines, just kind of flying back and forth. Well, then we went downriver and we're coming back up as the charter ended, and next thing you know, they're like, hey, there's that helicopter, and whether it was coming through couldn't tell if it was flying this way or if it was actually sitting on the lines, but it was doing something with the balls up there, and then all of a sudden it touched the line, and in 2 seconds it wasn't a helicopter anymore. It was 1,000 pieces, and then it went. All you seen was a fiery ball, and it came across and landed on this Missouri side barge that was staged up here waiting to go through the lock. Well, at that time I dialed 911, told them there's a helicopter down out here, and of course they transfer me like 7 times, so they don't hear that every day. Well, I'm like, we're going to go see if there's any survivors. Well, as I'm coming across, I noticed it looked like a fueling barge, and I said, no, we're not going over there because if it explodes. Well, we went back across to the Illinois side for safety and noticed that 2 of the power lines are actually laying in the water too. So at that point, I'm like, I'm going to get you guys back to safety. We went under the lines, came around, floored it up here, got them off the boat, and then I hurried up and got my boat out just in case there was electric current in the water. So, and then it was insane. Like, prayers to the pilot and whoever else was in that, because nobody wants to see that, but it was one of them. I'll never forget it.
And you say exploded.
It just, when it hit, it was a split second. It didn't wrap up, it didn't do anything. As soon as it touched it, it was just explosion. It was just gone. And it was a white helicopter, and when it hit, there was no white helicopter anymore. It was just a fireball.
You ever seen anything like that, even in movies?
Movies, but it don't look like that in a movie. The movies, they're more dramatic. You can see the helicopter. This was instantaneously, and within 10 seconds, it was in the air, and it was landing on that barge. So,
You
had a group with you?
Yes, I actually had 5 people with me, 3 kids and 2 adults.
How were the kids reacting to that?
They were kind of tired from being out all day. They were just laying around, and then one of them actually did see it. They go, "Oh, look at the helicopter," and then all of a sudden, "Oh my God, it hit the power lines," and that was pretty much it with them. But the parents, were of course more frantic about it than anything, because they, what do we do? What do we do? I was like, we're just going to call 911. That's all we can do. And then props to whoever that barge captain is out there, because they pulled off that barge and went over there and put that fire out within minutes. Like, it was before a fire department, because they can't get here that quick. And that could have been a way bigger disaster than what it already is.
So you're saying the barge pulled off?
Yeah, there was a barge up here. If you whenever you guys show that behind me, they're staged up there. Well, they're filling up, like that's where they offload stuff and stuff like that. Well, the one pulled off and went over there and sprayed it with a hose, like put it out, because it was a big ball fire until they got to it.
Is it common to see?
He knows how to bring people to the table. That has been evident both in the previous administration.
Staged up there. Well, they're filling up, like that's where they offload stuff and stuff like that. Well, the one pulled off and went over there and sprayed it with a hose, like put it out, because it was a big ball fire until they got to it.
Is it common to see helicopters down here?
Not here. Downtown, yes, the tour helicopter, but right here, that's the first time I've seen them out here. But you could tell it wasn't like a tourist helicopter, it was a working helicopter.
How do you process what you witnessed today?
I'm still in disbelief that it happened. I mean, I can't, like I said, it sucks that I don't know how many people were on it. I heard 2 confirmed, but that's very sad. I wish it was a different outcome and we could have did something, but there was just nothing we could do. Not with in a cockpit, but basically in a fireball. So.
Thank you very much.
How long